Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is AISYAH BINTI Syed JAFFRI. My metric number is 263446. For my part, I will explain about the causes of deforestation. The first cause of deforestation is agricultural expansion. Do you know that agriculture is the dominant cause of deforestation? According to the Food and Agriculture Organization (FAO), the expansion of agriculture caused nearly 80% of global deforestation, with the construction of infrastructures together with making activities and urbanization. Agricultural deforestation happens due to the increased global demand for such commodities, government policies, and also to stimulate the demand. For commercial agriculture, there were around 40% of forest loss. Malaysia is also included as we become the second largest producer and exporter of palm oil. So deforestation is mainly caused by commercial farming. The second cause of deforestation is illegal logging. It is a driver of deforestation as it destroys the livelihoods of those who depend much on the forest. Indonesia, for example, is one of the largest exporters of timber, with 80% of it being exported illegally. In addition, wood-based industries like paper and furniture need a huge amount of wood supply. Hence, trees are chopped for meeting the demand of supplies. Other than that, firewood and charcoal also being used as fuel. It is obvious to see that some related industries thrive on illegal wood cutting. Next, infrastructure expansion or road expansion could lead to deforestation by providing an entryway to previously remote land. The construction of roads is undertaken and trees are chopped to build roads. The road expansions often lead to logging and illegal logging activities where we can see opportunists slash down trees without permission from authorities. Another cause of deforestation is because of overpopulation. Overpopulation requires more land to establish housing and settlements. Automatically, it needs roads and highways for transport and communication facilities. With overpopulation, there is an increase in global needs, thus leading to expansion and deforestation.
Hi, my name is ARIFAH binti MOHAMAD, metric number 263209. Okay, now I will explain about the impacts of deforestation. Let's look more further. The first one is habitat destruction. As we all know, the forest serves as a natural home for a variety of flora and fauna as well as wild animal species, providing them with a shelter and a way of life. Leaves that depend on plants, such as behavior, will lose food sources. If they lose their food supply, we will lose ours as well, because the flesh of forest animal is our only source of protein. Pressure on the balance of forest ecosystem that are wildlife sanctuaries. Ecosystem damage such as the destruction of the food chain will later disrupt the local ecological balance. Overall ecological destruction will occur when forests are destroyed. Furthermore, the forest is abundant in plants that may be used as a source of medication or a remedy of a variety of illness. So, deforestation results in the loss of important resources. Then, it can give the impact to the local people's livelihoods as well and well-being. This is because vegetables, fruits, and animals will be in short supply and will perish. The lack of foreign products has a burden on the population income. The people are completely dependent on natural resources in managing their life, especially the rural area. It may also complicate to advertise to outsiders as a tourist destination, because it can provide a source of revenue for the locals using the environment. Next, change in global weather patterns or local warming. The lack of shields to secure the sun's rays and an abundance of carbon dioxide gas in the atmosphere are both contributing to the rise in atmospheric pressure. Rainfall will be reduced or the rain pattern will be altered, resulting in the drought phenomena. The function of releasing water vapor into the air through the process of transpiration is lost or decreased, resulting in a drop in atmospheric humidity. The atmosphere gets dry and the temperature rise. Forests are no longer capable of regulating temperatures by capturing sunlight and releasing water vapor through perspiration. Moreover, the protected property is exposed to numerous natural disasters because of the explored woods. This is owing to the forest's inability to operate as a rain-collecting region. When severe rains fall in a certain region, the flowing water continues to erode the gondola surface, pushing the soils into the river. Landslides are a good illustration of this. The lack of plant roots that hold the earth, especially on cliffs or high land, causes this. The river, on the other hand, will get shallower due to the muddy soil precipitation. Flash floods will be more common because of these circumstances. Last but not least, the consequences of this activity will also cause problems on the soil's nitrogen distribution. This is since nutrient distribution will take place entirely and properly beneath the forest trees. However, as surface water runoff rise rapidly in higher forest regions, soil chains and nutrients would be lost swiftly in the case of deforestation. The process of photosynthesis will be interrupted, destroying the distribution of nutrients at the same time for the environment. Then now we will go to the case study. I have two case studies. The first located in Chinee Lake. As we know, Lake Chinee and its surrounding areas are threatened by various activities, especially deforestation, logging and mining. The issue of exploitation and ecological destruction of Chinee Lake occurred when a small dam was built in Chinee River in 1995. Actually, the area is the first biosphere reserve site in the country that is supposed to function as a biodiversity conservation and preservation site, in addition to supporting sustainable development. On May 26, 2009, Chinee Lake was declared as the country's second biggest freshwater lake, with 138 kinds of vegetation, 300 species of non-aquatic life, and 144 species of freshwater fish. It is no surprise that Chinee Lake has become one of the Malaysia's most popular ecotourism destination. But the lake overall area was reducing from its original size, with the most notable alteration affecting the lake's depth owing to sediments from forest exploration and mining activities. It was discovered that unregulated land exploration near the lake lacked the buffer zone that is typically created to prevent contamination. It was begun a few years ago, but it has recently gotten worse. The problem, which has been festering for more than 20 years, impact not just the water catchment region and source of supplies for more than 10,000 Felda Chinee settlers and neighboring people, but also the livelihood of of 900 Asli people in the district. As a result of this activity also, adjacent villages such as Pekan area are now more endangered. When the community's source of revenue from forest goods is also eliminated as a result of logging and mining operation, life become even more difficult. This is due to the grade of uncontrolled land exploration done near the lake, as if there is no buffer zone, as is usually said to avoid environmental pollution, eventually inviting disaster. This situation caused river water to overflow during the floods, and the lake failed to cope with the heavy flow of water from the deforested forest and environment. The next one, deforestation also happened in Ulu Muda Forest, Kedah. The rainforest in Ulu Muda and its environs were recognized in 2018 as being certain to be gazetted as a water catchment forest, and the entire region surrounding Ulu Muda should be known as a part state forestry. Instead, it starts when logging activity began to take place after the dam was opened to the public about 20 years ago. Rainforests in Ulu Muda actually help create rain, and through transpiration, the release of water from millions of plants in Ulu Muda, and increase the amount of water vapor in the air, as well as this release support the formation of clouds that carry rain. As a result, to create and gather as much rain as possible, the Ulu Muda rainforest should be maintained undisturbed, but rainforest degradation might cause the Muda River and Muda Dam to dry up during protracted drought. In the state of Kedah, Perlis and Penang, the Ulu Muda forest need to be protected from logging in order to sustain water catchment areas for household, agricultural and industrial usage. But the value of Ulu Muda as a water catchment region continues to be overlooked, even though excessive logging has jeopardized its life support function as a carbon absorber and a water supply. High-risk activities like logging are not sustainable since they have an impact on and endanger the watershed region, as well as destroying ecosystem and biodiversity in Ulu Muda. So, immediate attention must be given to restore the destruction that has been done and stop all the activities that could threaten the destruction of the Ulu Muda. This is because such forests provide essential ecosystem service, such as maintaining appropriate water supply, weather management, biodiversity protection, and so on. Large deforestation will result in relatively little rain in Ulu Muda and consequently lack of availability of raw water.
Hello, hi, I am SYAHIDAH ATIQAH, BINTI MOHAMAD SHOUFI. My matric number is 261565. I'm going to talk about 5 solutions to overcome the deforestation issue. And come out with the conclusion 1.
Hi, here 5 solutions to overcome the deforestation issue. Number 1 is start planting trees. That some of the domestic campaign so far, soon all the neighbors will be carbon copying each other. And then number 2 is stop printing and go paperless. Whether at home or work, many of us still have that nasty, lazy habit of not learning to utilize computer files and also folder properly. So instead we print, and you know that many of us do this when we think others are not looking. You are very, very wrong. Okay, so we go to the number 3 is recycle paper and also carbon. It is because 1 ton 2,000 pound of paper put to recycle prevent the cutting of 70 trees. These 70 trees then sequesters around 250 pounds of carbon dioxide from the air every single year. It's only 10% of the entire paper used by the average American were recycled in a year. 25 million trees will be saved, and 367 million pounds of carbon dioxide will be absorbed by these trees in 1 just only 1 year. Can we go number 4? Number 4 is practice eco-forestry. It is a restrictive method of forest management that is not based on economic productivity. In this practice, certain trees are selectively harvested while causing minimal damage to the rest of the forest. The objective of this method in this long term is to systematically field measure trees while leaving the forest ecosystem relatively unaffected. Number 5 is changing political. If we are going to stop deforestation, we need government to do their part. We need world leaders to embrace ambitious domestic and international forest conservation policies based on the latest science, allowing us to live in a wonderful world that avoids severe climate disruption. In the United States, laws like Endangered Species Act, the Wilderness Act, the Lacey Act, the Roadless Rule help to protect our forests and stop illegal wood products from entering the U.S. marketplace. And then we also support global treaties like the Convention of International Trade and Endangered Species, or we call SYED, Convention of Biological Diversity, and the Framework Convention of Climate Change that have the potential to protect forests and the wildlife that rely on forest habitat. Okay, so here jump to the conclusion about the deforestation. I can say that raising awareness has always been vital to resolve this kind of global issue. It was always going to be a challenge in giving new readers a refreshingly new method and also look at how deforestation can actually be stopped and also in tracks. But refreshingly doing this make it all easier for readers who are still not yet up to date on just how extensively their everyday life have a dramatic effect on the world rainforest. But by now, the message should be loud and clear. It's time to get proactive. It's time to get involved, not tomorrow but today. And that's an encouraging way to wrap up this article and this research. This presentation is no need to be overwhelmed. All they need to do is start with the small things in natural gardens. Begin with your own newly planted trees, or heck, you may as well chase kitty down from the trees as well. After all, those squirrel and bird have vital roles to play in our ecosystem too. I hope we all can save the forest because it is our nature. That's all from me, SYAHIDAH ATIQAH binti MOHAMAD SHOUFI, 261561. Bye bye.